Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. We are here another episode of Island Fans on a Monday night, and this is a different show because this is the show that we've all been waiting for. An epic battle between Munchy. His name tonight is Charles Joseph John Hart. Okay, and we have O'Neal, aka Check Headband. They're gonna go head to head tonight and give us a goalkeeper battle. No, I know you guys have been waiting for this. So for those of you who are live, I see people coming on in. It's going to be amazing. And for those of you who'll be watching this after the fact, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. These guys have a lot to talk about, and so we're looking forward to everything that's going to happen. A good old fashioned goalkeeper debate. The rules are simple. Each contestant will get up to a minute to discuss and to just let it on their heart what they feel on the subject without interruption from the other. And then the other person will come in and then they'll give their view on what the other person said. After that, they will have an open debate back and forth between both of them, and I will be refereeing the entire time. Every single time you hear this sound, I'll do it one more time. All right, this sound, that means that there's a point that they have garnered towards themselves. All right. And of course, behind the scenes, helping me referee this entire situation is Shaq, who you all know, and he'll be helping me tally the points after round one and after round two. So let's jump right into it. We got these guys going head to head with this goalkeeper battle. Charles Joseph John Hart versus Czech Headband. And let's get started. Okay, so
Oh,
guys,
before
you ready?
before you start, right?
Go ahead, big man.
Remember, this initially started because Mr. O'Neill said Joe
Hmm.
Hart isn't a top five goalkeeper.
He said
So
Joe Hart is not a top five goalkeeper. He actually said that. Okay,
yeah,
maybe he believe it.
and I think it
Yeah,
was
I'm
in
a
Premier
stand
League.
by that.
Yeah.
Stand firm.
Okay. So that's
Okay,
it.
all right,
Stand firm on
So
that.
all right.
let the viewers know this isn't really a Czech versus Hart debate because I
Hmm.
wouldn't even do that debate. But
Yeah, that is true.
that's yeah, I wouldn't even do that debate. That's
Okay, all
suicide.
right, no
Okay.
problem. Thank you for the clarification, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. 1 and 10. You pick the
7.
number. Okay, we got seven. Go ahead, O'Neal.
5.
Five. The number was four. So O'Neal, you decide. You want to go first or you want to go second?
Make you go first. Go ahead.
Mackie go first. Mackie go first. Okay. All right. So it's Munchy in the building. Okay, Munchy. And now I'm gonna get my clock ready. Just to make sure that you have your
Um,
time. All right. So as you can get a few seconds just to kind of get your mind in the right place. You have a minute to basically just get your heart out on this particular topic, and yeah, let the fans know what you feel. Okay. Ready?
yes,
Set?
sir.
Go. Begin.
Yes. So this guy was claiming that Joe Hart is in the top five goalkeeper in Premier League. Was giving all kind of wayward goalkeepers. But little did he know when it comes to the stats speaks for themselves. He's the joint most goalkeeper with the most clean sheet in Premier League history, which is four. And he is the joint most goalkeeper who has the most consecutive golden gloves, which is three. And that's with Pepe Reina. So when you look at those stats, and mind you, he was keeping for I wouldn't say shambolic Manchester City, but a city where defenders were, makeshift and everything. And this guy managed to get four golden gloves in that Manchester City team.
Okay. Alrighty then. Good. Good. You made these points there. All right. Let's get over to check headband now. You ready to respond to what he's saying?
Yeah, I'm ready for you now. Long time now.
Okay. Ready. Set.
Because
Go.
he claims it, right? City defense been makeshift. At the time, when Czech win the 3 Golden Glove Awards back to back. was Company, Lescott, Clichy, and Zabaleta. And that was a very good defense. But when I base my argument, I'm basing it off of save percentage. When Joe Hart win those three Golden Gloves back to back, he'd never had a season where his save percentage was over 80%. All the keepers that I name as a top five Premier League goalkeeper, they have a season where their save percentage is above 80% in any season. They have a save percentage where it's above 80%. Czech has one, Van der Sar has one, Pepe Reina, he has one, and he also has three Golden Gloves. So get that right. Peter Schmeichel has one. Even David De Gea, and he wasn't in the top five, but he has a season where his save percentage was over 80%. So no, he doesn't have one of those. He has never had a season where his save percentage is over 80%. I can't call him no top five Premier League goalkeeper based off of just Golden Gloves one. Because if you're going to gauge it like that, Harry Kane has more Golden Gloves than Aguero. That means he's better? No.
Okay, all right. You know what? Just for the sake of the competition itself, I'm going to have Munchy respond. Before we go into the round two open debate, Munchy, I'm giving you opportunity to respond to his statement. Go.
Yeah, so he's going by save percentage to determine whether or not a goalkeeper is actually good. Like, look at some of these. Like you're bringing strikers, Aguero and Harry Kane. Some of these guys' conversion rate are poor, but yet still they're still one of the best because what they get, their job is to score goals. Joe's job is to stop goals, and he has 127 Premier League clean sheets. And if you look in the top 10, I think he's at number 8 or 9 in the list or something, and that's from a history in the Premier League history. So you're looking at save percentage to determine if this guy is actually a top five Premier League goalkeeper in history. When we get to the actual debate, when you go back and forward, I'll throw some points at you. So, but for right
Okay,
now,
all
I'll just
right.
leave it at that.
Okay, all right. We'll put it
All
there,
right.
right? We'll move over into that particular time right now where we can get to speak about that. We can go back and forth. Fans, you of course can let us know what you think about this, right? The stats are being put forward. Is save percentage better than overall saves done generally? Is it depends on how many saves you've done? Or does it go based upon how often you do it? Let us know what you say in the comments. We got a couple people here. We got Weeks telling us night fellas. Shamoy saying, "Be ready for the showdown." And Julia's like, "Wait a minute." And he comes back and says, Van der Sar, check. Allison De Gea, Pepperina, Schmeichel. He doesn't have Joe Hart anywhere in the list. Okay, all right, let's get back to it right here. Shaq is giving me a little setup here, and he's telling me that Oneale is leading the points table so far 4-3. All right, 4 points for Oneale and 3 points for Munchy. We're heading into the second round now where it's back and forth debate, particularly this point. Whoever wants to just jump in first, it's free, it's open. Fans, you can tell us what you think of us. Well, Jahil is telling us here, Joe Hart, that is a madness. So the open round two session begins now.
Next one. You tell me he just a little while. Joe Hart is what? Eighth or ninth on the list. So how is he top five? He's eighth or ninth on the list based off of what? You tell me clean sheets, right? And I didn't want to include keepers like David James and Mark Schwarzer and things like that. But you're now telling me he's eighth on the list for clean sheets. Still again, he can't be top five anyway. Look at it. Cannot be. Joe Hart left City when he was what? How old was Joe Hart when he left City? In his prime? He was in his prime, right? There's no way no good goalkeeper in the prime is leaving a club like City.
You, Munchy, you have to say. What do you have
Munchie.
to say
Oh,
to
I don't.
that?
Oh, he's finished. Oh, so
You don't
yeah,
have to be finished. You
you
could have
say.
interrupted him.
So he's saying Joe left City in his prime. Joe didn't left City. Joe was forced out of City because, as everybody know, Pep is a manager. Like he doesn't he likes ball playing goalkeepers, right? But Joe Hart is a great shot stopper. If you can remember, I know if you watch the Champions League, that game against Barcelona, Man City versus Barcelona, Messi had to even end up and hug Joe Hart at the end of the game because Messi, Neymar, and Suarez couldn't penetrate Joe Hart. I think he made like nearly 20 something saves, one on ones, close blank, all these saves, right? And let me give you this list. In the from Premier League saves in the Premier League history, Joe Hart is at number 4 with 941 saves. Ben Foster is at first with 1178. Czech is at second with 1005. Tim Howard is at third with 992. Joe Hart is at fourth with 941. And that's saves. So when you come in with saves percentage, it's not about saves percentage. But save percentage is just nothing. It's actually the saves you make. Okay? And you were talking about Lescott and company and all this stuff. If I can go back to the seasons, each season Joe Hart won the Golden Glove. And in the 2010-2011 season, you have Kolarov, Company, Lescott, Colatore, Michael Richards, Boyata, Zabaleta. Compare that defense to the likes of the John Terrys, the Nemanja Vidic, the Rio Ferdinands, and they had the great Van der Sar in goal, they had the Petr Cech in goal, and Joe Hart managed to get clean sheet with that makeshift backline. And yes, I'm saying a makeshift backline because Zabaleta came in from Espanyol, who had no Premier League experience whatsoever. Lescott was just, hey, he's English, let's bring him from Everton because, hey, he knows the league. And you're comparing those defenders to some world-class defenders that have been playing Champions League inside years after years. The other season, you had Kolarov, Company, Savage, Richards, Colatore, Zabaleta, Clichy, washed up Clichy that we got from Arsenal. And you tell me that defense again could form a formidable hole on the Premier League. And look who we had in the middle: Barry, De Jong, Yaya Toure as the defensive midfielders. And you're looking at Lampard, Makelele, Sen. When you have Man, you have Fletcher, Carrick, all these guys who are equipped to know how to shield a defense. And you're classing that squad, those squads, not even that, those squads, the Man City squad, and it's like Rafael Nadal beating Roger Federer with one hand in a tennis competition. Honestly, because you guys are laughing. These West teams has the Arsenal in front, especially the defense. Okay, let's talk about Chelsea. Carvalho and Terry. How much clean sheet they got in that they considered 15 goals in a whole season. 15 goals. And I'm sure that season Czech didn't even manage to concede maybe 40 shots that whole season. Because what? They had a formidable centre-back pairing. When you look at Company, who's always injured, then we have the 30-14 season, you had Company and Demi Kalis being a centre-back partnership. Demi Kalis being a centre-back partnership with Company. And you have Sangya right back, Clichy left back. All some 30-something year olds. And they still managed, Joe Hart still managed to win Golden Gloves with that defense. And you're telling me this guy shouldn't be commended for his display with the team, the defense he had in front of him compared to the rest big horses in the league? Come on, buddy. No, don't be. And if you go to England, this guy has 75 appearances for England national team, and he has 43 clean sheets. That's the second most in England, the England national team history. So if you want to bring it, it's not only club level, but he's doing that international level as well. The second most clean sheet in English history. So, my friend, think again when you say if Joe Hart isn't up there when it comes to Premier League goalkeepers.
Oneale, your response.
First of all, Valdez, he wasn't no ball playing goalkeeper, but Barcelona still keep him. So that's number one. So ball playing don't have anything to do with it. Because if it was all about ball playing goalkeeper, Pep Guardiola would have still kept Claudio Bravo instead of Henderson. That's number one. Number two, you keep acting like during those periods of time where City won the Premier League and Joe Hart won those Golden Gloves, you're acting like your defensive line was some crappy defensive line through all those seasons, right? You conceded the least amount of goals through all those seasons that you're talking about. Company was not always injured. Company started to become injury prone maybe in about 15, 16 season going up there when he started to age. Company was in his prime and he wasn't no fully defender like you make it seem. Lescott, during that season when y'all won the league, yeah, Lescott was playing like Wes Morgan was for Leicester. Unstoppable. You're telling me about washed up Clichy and all of these things. And here what? Clichy was the best left back for maybe about 3 seasons. For about 3 seasons. And Zabaleta right now, you can consider him a Premier League right back legend. So don't come and tell me and talk to me about like these guys were some average defenders. Here, Demichelis is a big name. Everybody know who Demichelis was before he come to the Premier League and play for Manchester City. Not one person on this live that don't know who Demichelis is. Michael Richards, he may shabby, but he never was starting for you because Zabaleta took his spot. Don't forget that Zabaleta hold on his spot maybe about 3-4 seasons. He can't play a game. You're telling me about your midfield, Barry and Yaya Toure. Barry have the most Premier League appearances ever, some ridiculous amount of Premier League appearances. There's no way you're making all those appearances, especially in title-winning teams, and you're not good. You have to be good at something. And Yaya Toure, everybody know who Yaya Toure is. I do have to touch on him because he's probably one of the best central midfielders ever in Premier League history. So I don't have to touch on Yaya Toure because everybody know who that is. You hear? And suddenly, you had a very, very good manager during those periods of time when he was winning the title as well. Because Mancini is a very good manager. So he got that defense well organized as well. So all the way you come telling me about John Terry and Carvalho and all of this and Peter Check having to maybe about 40 saves this season, that still not anything to do with it. Because at the end of the day, you have to make the save. Because I'm guarantee you, Joe Hart never did face on a shot either. But he still couldn't manage to get a save percentage over 80%. So go ahead, go for him.
All right, then let's
Yeah,
get some of
yeah.
the fans in there. I know Munchy, and then you want to talk. Hold on to what you gotta say. We got some people here. We got Joe saying, "Hey, look, boy. All right, Ian Sweet. All right, O'Neal, take off the hoodie. You know it's serious." Julie says, "I think Edison is better goalkeeper. Me not even gonna lie. Hart is probably top 20." And then Joe says, "When you play a lot of games, you're keeping a lot of saves sooner or later." And De Gea had scored, still couldn't keep that clean sheet when made player of the year, bro. And Shaki say, man, haven't mentioned Arsenal. And we see, bro, that's madness if you think Joe Hart is a top 5 goalkeeper. O'Neal with the facts. O'Neal spitting here on them ding. All right. And Munchy, you see like the fans going on one side there, right? You have one last chance to give your opinion on this before we get back the points, from everyone else. Joe is here saying Gerber, a new friend, Jonah Marshall. Big ups to you, man. Thanks for joining Allen fans. He says, Joe Hart, top 5, cap. Okay, Joe. I mean, not Joe. Okay, Munchy. Let us know how you feel about this. You got one last chance to spit anything in your mind. And guys, you can interrupt each other if you feel it's necessary. But fans, let us know who you think is going to win this debate when the points come in as all said and done. Let us know where you are. Shaq is giving me an update here. He's saying that Munchy is leading by 1. Munchy is leading by 1. So he's my fact checker, double checking everything that you're saying here tonight. So we'll have one more round where Munchy will go and then O'Neal will go. All right, Munchy, back to you.
Yeah, I heard he's bringing a very much invalid point when he came with the Valdez situation and how Valdez wasn't a goal playing defense. Who was the backup in that prime Barcelona team? I think it was Pinto. So you believe Pep would trust Pinto over Victor Valdez? And you said, oh, Claudio Bravo. Claudio Bravo can't really step into Valdez's boots. Valdez was the Valdez is Barcelona. When you hear Real Madrid and goalkeepers, you hear Casillas. When you hear Barcelona, you hear Victor Valdes. So Valdes was pretty untouchable at Barcelona at that time. So Pep came to Manchester City. He know how he wanted to play. He knows, hey, I know Joe Hart is a club legend. He has done so much for the club, whatever. But hey, he can't. When I pass back the ball to him, he shivers. You check. But then again, but he will make some save. He will come big from time to time. He brought in Edison, and we can see Edison has everything that Pep wanted as a goalkeeper. So why would Pep bring in a keeper for 30 some million and have him on the bench playing second fiddle to a keeper where he know himself he doesn't want, and he can't do what he's expected to do. So as again I was saying, clean sheet matters when it comes to goalkeepers, right? Saves matters, performances matters. Joe Hart was nominated for the PFA Young Player of the Year as a goalkeeper. That speaks a lot of volume. A lot of volume for a keeper getting nominated for PME Young. So that means his performance was outstanding. And the next year, and you can even watch how much time he even got included in the PFA Team of the Year. Even when he didn't even win Golden Gloves. So that just show you, hey, Joe Hart's performances in the league is consistent.
Okay,
You hardly see Joe Hart make blunders.
Well, Munchy, I have a question for you then. I'll throw something in there. If Joe Hart indeed is a top 5 goalkeeper and goalkeepers tend not to age, why is it nobody wants Joe Hart now?
Because, like, I believe it comes all down to confidence, and I blame it on Pep. Pep came to England and just changed the whole philosophy of England. The whole philosophy.
So it's
So
Pep
right now
fault
you're
that Joe
seeing
Hart went down?
in the chemical look, you can see right now, almost since Pep came, you see like Premier League teams and managers starting to play out from the back, starting to use their goalkeeper more, starting to play, more conservative on possession wise, rather than just, when I give my keeper, let him kick him out, let him just boot him out. So when Pep showed up Joe Hart now, teams like, hey, this guy can't do, although he has experience and all this stuff, but I want my team to play up from the back, and he's not capable. I can't trust him. So
So
let me
you
just,
admit, Munchy, that Joe Hart can't play up from the back?
no, yeah, he can't. Like when the ball comes in, like he shivers. Like to take him from out of under him, it's like he's scared, and we see that.
So
But
then,
when
isn't that a slight on him then, Munchy? Isn't that a slight on him that he wasn't able to evolve with the times? Isn't that the sign of a great player? Cristiano, Zlatan, Messi, all these guys evolved over time. If Joe Hart's supposed to be so great, why didn't he evolve? Other great keepers did. Why didn't he?
it's not about evolving, and it's not about being great. Joe Hart's job is to stop balls from going in the goal. His job isn't for every time his defense has the ball, they play him back to him, and he tell the centre back, hey, spread go there, and he passes out, or he pings a long 60-yard pass in the middle to David Silva on his foot, like Edison could have done. That's not his job. His job is to stop balls from going into the goal. So that's why I say Pep Guardiola now, he showed up at and showed his weakness. And that weakness he showed up overpowers his strength, which is a great shot stopper, a good vocal guy at the back, and all this stuff. So that's why no team really wants him, because all West teams start implement that pass off on the back. So they don't want to take that risk and say, let me take Joe because he can stop shit. No. They want a keeper that they can trust that way. When Van Dijk passes it behind there, I have nothing to worry about. But Joe,
Is Joe Hart better than Edison?
no.
Okay, all right. All right, get back to you now. Final comments there, Oneale. Talk to us.
If Joe Hart are not even the best keeper in the Manchester City history, how you give me top 5? Next thing, you speak to me about this whole Valdez situation and Peter was on the bench. I hear a lot of people say Pep is the checkbook manager. He could have always gone buy another goalkeeper. Anytime he could have buy another goalkeeper. If Valdez was so bad as people thought he was. And as I tell you again, Valdez wasn't no ball playing GK. Next thing, you say blame Pep for the demise of Joe Hart, however you want to call it. But I recall Joe Hart at Burnley. Joe Hart wasn't at Burnley. Joe Hart been at Burnley for a little while and he couldn't start. And Burnley is not no playing out from the back team. He's on the bench sitting down for Nick Pope. Joe Hart is 34 years of age now. You hear me? 34. Joe Hart is still supposed to be keeping today in the Premier League as a top Premier League goalkeeper, as you see. As all the other keepers I'm mentioning, 37, 36, they're all still here, keeping in the Premier League. Van der Sar was bought at Manchester United as a very old age keeper. And he was still able to perform at a high level. Not only because he had good defenders, but he could save the ball. For me, remember Joe Hart for? It was like when them score bicycle and stuff. Me remember Joe Hart for none big saves. Maybe honest with you. Me remember Joe Hart for none big saves. Me remember Joe Hart to run out the backs and Zlatan Ibrahimovic score bicycle from them again. You hear? Me remember watching game versus Stoke where he's crouch, turning to Ronaldo and the score arc and go for Joe Hart. Joe Hart is known for like a clown goalkeeper. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Joe Hart is a clown goalkeeper. And you're telling me about this PFA award. Let me tell you something about this PFA award. Don't buy into that hype too much, because you know what? Joe Hart is English. There's always going to be an English bias when it comes to their own. No matter who performed good that year, Joe Hart was going to win the PFA Young Player of the Year, because you know what? He's English.
He didn't want it. Okay, he didn't want it. He was nominated.
Oh, he was nominated, so he never win.
No. He was nominated.
Oh, okay.
So if he wasn't so good, then how do you end up starting for a Man City team that could have bought anyone? How do you make the England squad and start when they could have chosen somebody else? How do you end up being that good and still not end up being top 5?
Listen, the England squad is very easy to make. Let us be clear. Goalkeeper wise, when Joe Hart in the prime, who was there? Who was there? David James. Then the keeper you could choose over Joe Hart. Look, right now, Pickford even starting keeper. I think Pickford even on top 5 goalkeeper in the Premier League right now. No. But the England team, when it comes to the goalkeeping position, it's not no elite position like where you have Germany, where they have Neuer, Ter Stegen, and those big name goalkeepers. England goalkeeper is probably the easiest spot for me. Long as you're good enough, you can play. So me not really buy into him making the England squad and playing all of his for England, because England never had another good goalkeeper. The last good goalkeeper England had, David James. He the last.
Okay, so playing for England, right? But so how did he still accumulate 43 clean sheet and be the second highest keeper with the most clean sheet?
How long Joe Hart to play for England? Tell me how long.
I think I won't say between 7 to 9 years, I think.
Well, there goes the answer. That's the answer right there. If you play for England for 7 to 9 years, of course you can rack up a ton of saves and clean sheets.
How often are their competitions?
He behind David James.
How often are their competitions?
He behind David James. You have Euros every 4 years. And here you have Euros every 4 years. You have Euros. Right? You have World Cups. And here what? Them account friendlies too. You best believe that. And I just Euros and World Cup them account. Them account friendlies too. And them account World Cup qualifiers. Them account all of these. Them account Euros qualification. Them account all of something. And as I tell you, I bet you any money. I'm sure David James still have more clean sheets and save fee, because that based on what? David James will keep for a long period of time as well. So of course he can rack them up too. He can rack them up. So me not really open making the England squad as some big feat, because it's England we're talking about here. And I talk about England from 2007 to about 2014-15, where it was mid. England been basic. England couldn't even make it out to group stage sometimes, and then get knocked out on the 16 or so by kind of stupid team. So me now look at the England squad, and basically you say, because he met the England squad, he's supposed to play. He go that way because England is not good. You can't use England as no basis to just base Joe Hart legendary status off of, because England are good.
Okay, one final statement from
Yeah,
both of
point
you. One
noted.
last full statement from both of you. So talk to you,
Mm-hmm.
Munchy, and then O'Neal, and then we're done.
Yes. Only you made some valid points there, especially the England setup. Because I always say England are good. Even with the last Euros, the whole of the world, oh, it's coming home, it's coming home. Nothing is coming home. England is
England are good.
just not good enough. They're not technical enough, right? They're not good. So I give him kudos to that. He made some very valid points when it comes to that setup, right? But still, you got to give Jack his jacket because if you're no good, and you still be the number one and still get chosen, that means you're the best out of all the rest. And then you were saying how keepers at 37 and all this stuff and still keeping. When Joe Hart was making his England appearances, David James was still keeping. And if David James was so great as you said, was David James supposed to be still be number one? If he can still walk and still catch a ball and still jump left and still jump right, to me, he should still be in the goal rather than the Joe Hart way say the good. But this 19-year-old going on to be 21-year-old getting the nod over an experienced keeper that you say that has all the stats and can still do all these things. Then you come and say with the Burnley and how he's second to Nick Pope. Look where Nick Pope is. Nick Pope getting called up for England, starting showing off his skills. Look how much clean sheet and so Nick Pope does get with Burnley. So that's what I'm saying. Managers, Pep, Pep killed Joe Hart in terms of, hey, nobody trusts him. Because look at it right now. If, per se, Van der Sar comes out of retirement right now, I'm sure even the likes of Everton or even Leicester or Tottenham would say, hey, let me give you a player as a play contract. Because they know what he can do and they know what he's capable of. And nobody has like put down him as a goalkeeper. But because what Pep came in and did now, Pep just literally just demolished. Look, Joe Hart has to go over at Celtics to get a little doing. Celtics to get a little doing. And that speaks a lot. He has to go over Scotland. And England and Scotland are rivals. I imagine you have to go in your rival country to get a little doing because this Spanish manager came and just throw a heap of coal over your head and just make everybody think you're the black sheep in all this. I personally would still have Joe Hart as my number two goalkeeper because I know what he can do. You check? All I had to do just tell my centre back, say, limit the amount of times you play back to him, or just have my defensive midfielder come to the ball more, so preventing him from going behind. Because I know when shots come at Joe Hart, he will stop. You come and tell me about all these stuff with the Peter Coach and Prime Ronaldo and Zlatan scoring scope and Rooney scoring bicycle. Tell me your next goalkeeper where all these wouldn't score on. The Zlatan one, Joe Hart was out of his goal. He wasn't on his line per se like that. And they can't call it a blooper. Cristiano Ronaldo scored a crazy bicycle on Giovanni Buffon. Nobody's saying, oh, Buffon is a blooper goalkeeper. But because it's hard, nobody could have scored that Rooney bicycle there. So don't come and blame it on because it's Joe Hart and that's why it scored. No. It was just unfortunate at the time that, hey, it was a crazy bicycle. But as I can tell you, when this is finished, go and watch Joe Hart versus Barcelona Champions League. And look at that performances. Look at that performance and tell me if you don't think that guy is a great shot stopper or that guy didn't deserve the accolade I'm giving him right now.
Okay, all
That's
right,
my
fans.
final
You heard
statement.
Munchie's view, Munchie's final statement there. If you like him, Munchie, for the win for this tonight, just let us know in the comments if you think he's making solid points for Joe Hart, and if you disagree, let us know what he feels. O'Neal, your final comment as we close this debate. O'Neal.
Oh, one
First of
last
all,
thing. Joe
go
Hart
ahead.
No,
has one Premier
Munchie,
League
that's it.
assist.
Munchie, that's it for you, bro. That's it for you. You had your shot. Okay, go ahead,
I
O'Neal.
just saw
Hey, hear me see.
it.
When Joe Hart get in the England setup, David James they play for Portsmouth. The Sheik just by Manchester City and they have a young goalkeeper come up. Who you think England can put in the goal? The young goalkeeper are the old one that play for Portsmouth. No matter how good he be, then they go put Joe Hart into the goalie to keep for England. No matter what are you trying to tell me, they go in the goalie. Because as I say, he get nominated for PFA. He get nominated. That's a big feat for an England goalkeeper. He a go play. So regardless of what you're trying to tell me about Pep and you think Pep the reason for Joe Hart demise, honestly, I can't say that. Because I've seen Joe Hart go to different places on loan. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I've seen Joe Hart go different places on loan, right? And he failed. Joe Hart was at Spurs as well. He was at Spurs, right?
Hey, please.
He was
Let
at
me just. I
Spurs.
can just dig in
And
one, please.
he failed
With just that
Spurs
little
on
point.
loan. You understand where I come
Please.
from? There's no way you're telling me about he ain't good shot stopper. Yes, he's a good shot stopper, but so is Nick
Please,
Pope.
Josh. It's a big point, Josh. Sorry.
Would I have Nick Pope as a top 5 goalkeeper? No, I don't think so. Not because you're a great shot stopper. I mean, you're supposed to just enter the top 5 goalkeeper argument. And when I have 5 goalkeepers, me talk Czech, me talk Van der Sar, me talk David Seaman, me tell you already, Pepe Reina, you tell me, I believe Pepe Reina, but he has to be in there. He has 3 golden gloves as well. He has a higher save percentage than Joe Hart, so he has to be in there. You understand where I'm coming from? And you have to put Peter Schmeichel when you're talking about goalkeepers. He has to be in there. Yeah. And if you see Peter Schmeichel, we're looking at Joe Hart and not even City top 2 best goalkeeper then. Because you don't tell how you think Edison better than him. And obviously, Peter Schmeichel are going to be better than Joe Hart. You understand me, comfort? So if you can't tell me you think Joe Hart the top 5 when you don't even think he are your best goalkeeper of all time. Me had Czech as my best goalkeeper of all time because what? No matter who come after Czech, who me did before Czech, none of them better than Czech. Not one single keeper always get and now we have Courtois after Czech. He's a very good goalkeeper. And you even think he anyway close to Peter Czech. You understand? So when you make talk about for me top 5, me not based off of none shot stopping and how young they be in the England team. Me not based off of all that. Me based off of what I see them do on the field. Moments that I don't see, all of them pull off saves, they'll be like, wow, that was a really good save. That save they gave me 3 points today. You hear me say? And for Joe Hart, as I tell you again, you have Joe Hart like he was in some lackadaisical team. I can't have you doing that. That's impossible. For the amount of money you spend within a 3-year span, when Joe Hart win 3 Golden Glove back to back, as you were telling me, he win 3 Golden Glove back to back. There's no way me can have you saying that the defense was crap. You hear? Because honestly, me think Leicester been better than Stones. For the last couple of years, what Stones they perform, Leicester might be clear. And the next thing, you mean how automatic. Everybody know how awful he be.
Nope.
Everybody
I never had. I never had Otamendi and Joe Hart 1 Golden Glove.
No. Me doesn't say you have Otamendi you keep in front of Edison. That's what me say. And Edison still be a better goalkeeper than Joe Hart. So if you talk about your defense and this and that and wait, and you talk about your left back, bro, your left back for the past couple of years is Zichenko and Fabian Delph. Delph should be a left back and dog. Clean sheet better than Delph. You understand me? Because from we had Delph as a left back for a couple of seasons, well, not starting left now. You understand me? Come from Edison still managed for being top goalkeeper now. So your defense, short and 3 years away with things, it was a very good defense. But can't have sleep and talk like some sugary defense and they chin them as some elite defenders and fair defenders and then crappy because that's not the case.
Okay, all right, fans, you heard it. We're gonna bring back in Shaq now to give us a points tally as to where we are. You've heard from Oneale, you heard from Munchy. Munchy, you want to say something there?
Okay, so this isn't included. This is not really a point, but I just wanted to. You don't have to count it whatever now, but I just want when he said something, and I just had to pull it up. When he said all the teams Joe Hart went on loan, he didn't perform whatever. When Joe Hart was nominated for the PFA Young Player of the Year.
If I can hear Munchy.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Okay,
he said, yeah, O'Neal said when Joe Hart went on loan and all this stuff, he wasn't performing and it's like, he didn't think he performed. But when Joe Hart was nominated for the PFA Young Player of the Year, he was playing for Birmingham City on loan in the Premier League and he got nominated for the Young Player. Birmingham City. Okay? So don't go on like Joe Hart didn't do his stuff when he wasn't playing for City, okay? But he got
Okay, well,
that's where he made his
Shaq will
name
take
and
that
came
into
back from
account.
number one. No, I say you don't have
Shaq
to
will
count
take
it.
it
No,
seriously.
I was just letting him know. Don't sleep on my boy Charles, you know?
Okay, all right, Shaq. Do you have for us where the points total is right now? Well, we're done. So where we are with the points total.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night,
hey, Baba.
Oneale. Good night, Munchy.
My name
It
is
was a good
Charles.
debate. It was oh sorry Charles. Sorry Charles and sorry Checkhead back. It was a really good debate, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The points y'all bringing out were some really good points. I expected some more fire from Munchy. Y'all just
I
allow y'all to
did.
sat there and y'all allow each other to say y'all are a very good debater. So I think y'all should
They
get
were
the extra
nice.
point. Well, Josh, one time now, Munchy interrupt Oneale. So I should subtract points from Munchy.
No, it was the second round. Judge said we
Yo,
can do
hey,
so when he
Yeah.
think
I'm
it's a
just joking.
listen,
I'm
we
just
can't,
joking,
no,
bro. I'm
listen,
just
fellas.
joking.
We can't hear Munchy. We can't hear Munchy,
You
fellas.
can't hear Munchy?
No, so I believe I'm going to come back in.
Do
Okay,
that
yeah,
and then
no
I'll announce
problem.
the
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. But fans, let us know. Let us know who you think win. Who you think gave the stronger points. We have Skill here
hey,
saying O'Neal for president. And he says yes, sub Munchy and put in O'Neal. O'Neal for the win. So
hey,
we know what Skill is. We know how Skill
I,
feels about
hey,
this.
this is so stuff, right? 'Cause from the get go, everybody has Joe Hart as not being number one. So no matter if even I win the points tally or not, it's just a
But,
bare matter of
but
facts,
Munchy, you
right?
rightfully said it wasn't a Joe Hart versus Czech debate. You were
Mm-hmm.
trying to highlight that Joe Hart was a good goalkeeper. You don't think he's getting
Top
props
five.
Deserve,
enough
yeah,
props?
yeah, yeah. That's my debate. But as I said,
No, he would
people
lose
have
that,
it.
man.
Once they hear,
He wouldn't lose that. He would lose that from day one. That wouldn't fly. He would lose that. You understand? So, out of sportsmanship, I do the top five. Because but no, if a Chuck versus Joe Hart, yeah, you're losing battle. You
I
can't
would
do that.
even, oh, come on, I would even say, come on, that's suicide, there, bro. I don't want to die.
All right. So here the points total, guys. At the end of the debate show, the first Island fans, what you say, debate show. At the end of it, all right, and we have some breaking news coming in. The point Charlie coming in, and we're gonna give it the breaking news. All right,
Mm.
coming in. At the end of it, we have Munchy, 30 points, and we have Oneale, 31 points. It was a
Oh
very
my
close
goodness, it
debate.
was that close.
It was a
It
very
was
close
that
debate.
close. Wow.
I would say
Okay,
coming
fans.
in, I would say coming into the last time Oneale spoke. I think Oneale was down by 8 points, I think, and he made some very
Mm,
very good points in that last time he spoke there. So he was really
mm.
good guy.
Big
Congratulations,
ups
sir.
to
So let me,
Yo,
congratulations,
we
sir.
need skill to
Well,
come on
Munchy,
and just say, "Shut up, Munchy." That's
yeah,
all
listen
you
here.
want to do.
Withdraw.
Congratulations, sir. And
Withdraw.
I'm
We
looking
need
forward to
draw
do
and we
more
need
battles with
skill.
you or anybody else. And thank you,
you don't
Shaq
know,
and
you
Josh,
know,
for having me on the show to do this battle. I really appreciate it and everything.
That should be the first of many. The first of many, man. It was really good.
yes.
Yeah. If you want to take on
Yeah,
anybody, right?
Munchy,
If you
it was a
want to
good
take on
debate. It was a
anybody,
debate.
just challenge them. Publicly challenge them on the show. Once they accept, you can come on.
I know, but okay,
Yeah, me
the
not no
point was made like
problem with that.
statistically, Joe Hart is up there. And you can't debate that. Because when you
Okay,
hear
Listen,
Alan
Munchy, when you
Shearer,
say,
listen.
go ahead.
I'm not saying he's not up there. But when I'm speaking about top five, me talk about quality goalkeepers. Top 5. Maybe Joe Hart top 10, maybe 10th. But when we speak about top 5 goalkeepers, Joe Hart can't be in the conversation. Maybe honest with you. Because if he can't in the conversation for the best Manchester City goalkeeper, how we get into the top 5 conversation? That's just how me see him.
I wanted to ask
I
when
know
you say up
overall.
there. Yeah, when y'all say up there, what you meaning? Because like Oneale to maybe top 10, but that's a stretch for me. Munchy, where would you put him in the Premier League goalkeeper?
Okay, that's okay. That's what I'm saying when I say statistically, right?
Mm.
But overall,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I said. Overall, now he would be like 8th or 9th as an overall goalkeeper. Overall, like if like okay, like how we're doing eye test, yeah,
Right.
with an eye test point of view, yeah, it would be around say
Mm.
8th or 9th. But statistically, he's up there, and you have to give Jack his jacket. He's up there.
Okay. All right.
All the
We
great Van der Sar that won how much titles he won with Manchester United. He still has 4 golden gloves. So that's what I'm saying. Statistically, he's up there. And if you look at the Manchester United team compared to the Manchester City team, that's what I was telling Oneale when he's saying I'm trying to throw down Manchester City defense. I'm not doing that. I wasn't doing that. I was just comparing the defense to the rest Premier League's defense. That's what I was comparing. When you have Martin Demichelis and Vincent Company as a centre back partnership
Mm.
versus Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic,
mm,
a Champions League winning partnership, John Terry William Carvalho, Daniel Aga, Jamie Carragher, and you have Company and Demichelis, and Joe still managed to win a goal. Like that speaks volumes. No matter how much City concede the least goal or whatever, but still, that just speaks volumes. So that's what I'm saying. Statistically, Joe Hart is up there. Or he has the
Oneale,
joint
you agree
most
with
golden gloves.
those comments?
Me, here what? To an extent, when you say top 8, me say long I'm saying I'm maybe feel like I can name 8 Premier League goalkeepers that better than Joe Hart. But I feel like I can sit down on this name, spit 8 goalkeepers that but maybe because when it's all said and done and I look back on it, I feel like Allison I could be a better goalkeeper than eventually. Allison is up there when it comes to the goalkeeper talk just now. Allison go right up there too. So maybe as of right now, maybe Joe Hart top 8. Maybe we can give you that. We can give that. But you keep on talking about the defense again. Demichelis, well, yeah, man, understand what you say when it comes to Vidic and Ferdinand, they're formidable and Caballo. So, but here you call Carragher, he no good. Pepper Reina have clean sheets, but me tell you, Carragher, he no good. Carragher and Demichelis might be on the same level. He's not a good defender. But when it comes to keep I can maybe name 8 keepers better than Joe Hart, so I can get that. Statistically, he did the numbers are there, 4 golden gloves, and he one of the only goalkeepers that had 3 golden gloves back to back. He and Pepe Reina. Nobody else had that. Although Checker 4, he have 4, but he has 3 of them back to back.
Edison got it
You
this
can't take with that
season.
from him.
Just let you know. Sorry.
Is it what?
Edison gonna have that this season. So
And just like that, the best City goalkeeper of all time, Edison. And just like that, Edison just make the top 8 and Joe Hart just get bumped down to 9. Just like that.
hey, okay, let me jab with this now. You're calling you see Joe Hart as some keeper blunder. And yet still you have Pepe's trainer giving Pepe's trainer some high props. Pepe's trainer that Aguero scored from the corner flag on. Like for real?
Us, if I
I never heard of him in my
nigga
life,
count,
boy.
then kind of
Pepper
goals.
strainer.
If I count goals from the corner flags and anything, I don't act like Joe Hart nah no blunders in his career. Cause me
No, but
remember time I play a Manchester derby and me watch Rooney like the ball him in the roll in the net and we just watch Joe Hart just turn up and just watch the ball just roll in the net. It was a shot from Rooney, remember that? And the ball just literally just pass me could get up and here me can walk. Me could get up, run, go and take up the ball and take him out the goal.
You got Jarvis, boy.
no. The reason I bring up them points, right? Because when he did say Joe Hart with the blunders, he was calling the goals that were scored against Joe Hart. Like Peter Crouch, where the ball never dropped from the goalkeeper to the midfield to Peter Crouch to the back of my net. He called the Zlatan bicycle. He called the Rooney bicycle. And I'm asking, looking at those 3 goals, would it be fair to say any other goalkeeper could have stopped those 3 goals?
See the one,
That's just my question.
See the one in Ibra. All the goalkeepers that me mentioned in the top 5, I feel none of them would out the way Joe Hart mini. Because I don't know where Joe Hart mini go. I know if he did good on in the tunnel, I don't know where they go there. So that one there for sure.
A blunder.
I don't know
Okay.
where they go.
Yeah. But me and Ali wonder, yeah.
But I feel like, you know, no other goalkeeper that good would get catch out there. Understand where I come from. But for me, Pepe Reina in the Premier League was a very good goalkeeper. For the season that he was in the Premier League, he was a very good goalkeeper. And I have to give Pepe Reina over Joe Hart.
Let me get Joe and Marshall. He's saying his some goalkeepers I think is better than Joe Hart. He says De Gea, Edison, Cech, Van der Sar, Alisson, Seaman, Michael, both Michael, Jens Lehmann, Courtois, Jalil down here is mentioning Cech, Pepe Reina, Edison, Seaman, Michael, De Gea, Van der Sar, Alisson, Lehmann, Courtois, the other Michael, Lloris, and yeah, I mean they've listed some names. I can't say I don't agree with them. I really can't say I don't agree.
The list vital, but you see why see Courtois, the reason I'm not Courtois in the list, maybe straight honest with you. Me like Courtois. Me hate Courtois. Me a Chelsea fan, but I don't like him.
I mean, for 2, I mean, maybe with his name, he didn't stay as long as these other goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Maybe
He didn't spend like 3 years in Premier League.
Yeah, he spent about 3-4 seasons. Some camp. Lloris will world class today and Nick Pope tomorrow. I don't like that. I need consistency. Lloris will world class today, and me tell you, he will Nick Pope next week. I don't like that. You have to be consistent. And Lloris don't have that.
What? Almunia.
That man is a joke, man. That man is a joke. All right, guys, we're coming to the end. It's been really good. I think more even mentioned it was a really good showdown. Thank you, guys. I mean, I learned some of the stats about who have the better save percentage and most saves, and y'all gave a whole rundown there. I mean, y'all did your homework. Y'all came to battle, and it was good. All right, so guys, don't forget, we're back here on Thursday. We're gonna preview. I think we're going into match day 4. Match day 4 in the Premier League. Yeah, match day 4 in the Premier League. Remember, I don't know how many of you are playing your wild card. I think Oneale made a big jump in the fantasy. So I don't know if he's playing wild card. Munchy and Joe have their beef. Josh, I think Josh were in top 5, somewhere around there.
Josh the third.
Yeah, number 3. Suku at the top.
And then Suku at the top. So don't forget to change up your fantasy team. Don't forget to be back here with us on Thursday, 7:30 for our match day 4 BPL preview. And let me just put this out here, and I'm going to end the show right after this because I don't want money to come in. Arsenal will get its first win on Saturday.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.